Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. We're in, I think, my favourite place at the moment. Lovely trees. I've got a great view. You want to see it? Yeah? Thought you would. That's the view from this little park out the top of Tower, straight through those trees, over those rooftops, above Cassoniga, Lower Clorica, and that, of course, is the blue Mediterranean Sea. And of course, for those of you who follow the channel, you understand that we are in the first week of December. And to be honest, I don't really need this coat today. I'm actually a little bit hot. Temperatures around 18-ish degrees at 20 to 1. So we're at the peak of the day, shall we say. It goes a bit cold at night. But today's topic, we're going to talk about the cost of living, or my cost of living, shall we say, because everyone's cost of living, wherever they live in the world, is obviously different. Because obviously people buy different things, but some of the things that we buy are obviously the same. A hot latte coffee, perhaps you buy one of those. The price of that in and around Cyprus is anywhere from €2.50 to €3. You know, in a coffee shop. Obviously, if you go into a 5-star hotel, they're going to charge you maybe €5 or €5.50, something like that. But if you go to a coffee shop and either sit down or have as a takeaway, averages around about, well, this one was €2.70 from the Atlas coffee shop at the top of Masui, just before you turn for Tala and Tremathusa. Anyway, what else can we talk about on the cost of living? A lot of people buy cups of coffee, so there's one of them. Lots of people perhaps buy these little cigars, or perhaps they buy a pack of cigarettes. In Cyprus, if you want to buy a pack of Villager export cigars, 5 of these, it is €6.50. If you want to buy a pack of cigarettes, 20, they average around €5. Some brands are a little bit cheaper, €4.80, and some, say Davidoff or whatever, are €5. Marlboro, I believe, are €5.20, somewhere in there. It's euros, remember. So obviously, most of our viewers are watching from the UK, so they're thinking, my God, that's what, 1/3 of the price when you convert it into pounds. Coffee. I was talking to someone the other day. I mean, I've not been back to the UK now since 2019, so that's 5 years ago, isn't it? Coming on 6 years. And I remember my favourite coffee shop was Costa Coffee in Chester, and I used to go there, and I think they were charging me about £3.30 or £3.40 for a medium-sized hot latte. Now I understand Costa Coffee is not the cheapest, so I would imagine today £4. Drop it in the comments. How much is a medium-sized hot latte, or how much is a coffee in Costa Coffee? So that's the price for coffee. Cigarettes, utility bills. These again are something else that everyone around the world has to pay, unless you go and live in the outback and perhaps build yourself a little wood hut and have a stream running by and have some solar panels and all those kind of things. Not a bad idea, that, is it, by the way, going back to olden times. But anyway, utility bills. So most people will require water, won't they? So water. In our little house, our water bill comes every 3 months. That's when it comes. And on average, it's around €100 for those 3 months. So around about €400 a year. And some places will be a lot less, obviously. But our house, if you understand, it looks like a house, but it's actually 2 apartments. Myself and Marika live in the upstairs apartment, and my brother lives in the downstairs apartment. So I suppose technically we are sort of size of a 3-bedroom house is what we are. So obviously he showers, I shower, Marika showers, and we have a cat who likes to drink a lot of water. So, and he's got a cat who drinks a lot of water as well. So perhaps that's why our water bill is, by Cyprus stands, quite high. And we do wash quite a lot of cars. So there we go. That's why our water bill is there. But not bad compared to the UK, is it? I remember when I lived in the UK, I was paying £39 a month, I think it was, on direct debit. So that was a month, and that was pounds. Next one, electricity. Now, electricity is a strange one because our electricity bills literally go up and down like a certain person's underwear. During the summer, I think they think that we've got aircon all around the property on 24 hours a day, so they just guesstimate the bill and send us a bill of around about 6, if we're lucky, to 800 euros if we're unlucky. And we always go and complain, and they always say, oh, you've got to get an engineer to come and check, but they never do. And then the bill comes to its deadline and we say, you know, what's going on? They say, well, if you don't pay it, we'll cut you off. So you have to pay it, obviously. Same anywhere in the world, doesn't it? So they've got you. So our electricity bill is around about, on average, should we say a month, if we went a month. Electricity bill comes every 2 months. So if we allow for the winter and all that, is probably 200 euros a month. So 200. So it's not so bad when you look at it on a monthly basis. It's just when those summer bills come and they are quite scary, shall we say. But anyway, so that's water, that's electricity, rent. There we go. We were talking about rent in a previous video. Now, we are quite lucky. The lady that we rent our humble house off, which, like I say, is 2 apartments. We've got parking of our own on the outside. We haven't got any neighbours. For, at a push, 6 cars quite easily, 5 cars, and then we have undercover parking, so like a drive-in garage that goes all the way around the back of the house as well, where we can park, well, another 5 cars, shall we say, because when you go around the back, you can park them 2 by 2, so 2, 4, 6 cars. You can get 6 cars in there. And obviously you have to do a bit of jiggery pokery if you want to get them out, isn't it? So we have a pretty good deal at 800 euros a month, and that was the rent that was agreed at the start. And the lady is a very fair lady. She's more than happy just to have us renting it. We never give her a bill, we never complain about anything, so, and we get on very, very well. And she's what I call a traditional old-fashioned Cypriot. No insult to Cypriots of the more generations that are younger, but the older ones, like anywhere in the world, are much more chilled and much more relaxed, aren't we? Hopefully. So there's our rent, 800. And like I say, today, I mean, I hope she's not watching this video. Well, she's always said the rent's never going to go up and we can stay there till the day that we, die. And perhaps they'll just bury me in the back garden. So, and we haven't got a swimming pool, by the way. I've got room for a swimming pool. Might dig a hole. Yeah, maybe. And then push our water bill up and our electricity bill up, obviously. But, and we live literally, you know, if you're curious to know, we don't live up in the sticks. We live, well, there's actually a sign outside our house saying Paphos 6 kilometres. So in English money, that is what, 3.5-ish miles. And then we hit the top of Paphos, the Limassol roundabout. And we are on a good day, if you're driving to the speed limits, to downtown Paphos, the Promenade and Harbour area, the Marika and Me Lounge Bar, for example. We are, on a good day, 10 minutes, busy traffic, 15 minutes, so not much of a commute. So there's those bills. What other bills do we get? Rubbish collection. Yeah, we get rubbish collection bill every year. That's 165 euros, or is it 168 euros? Doesn't really matter, does it? 165 euros for the year, and they collect our bins twice a week, and it doesn't matter what we put outside, it doesn't matter how much there is outside, but they take it away and smile and say thank you. So that's another benefit of living in Cyprus. What else have we got? Telephone, internet. Yeah, that's another one, because we've got to have telephone, we've got to have internet, because otherwise how could you watch YouTube? And I watch a lot of YouTube, like most people do. So we are with PrimeTel, and originally I was with CETA when I first came to Cyprus, and I'm not trying to attack CETA, but I didn't find their service very good for the price that we were paying. And PrimeTel launched in Cyprus, if I remember rightly, it was in about 2008, and by 2010 they were advertising everywhere. And we were living in central Paphos at that moment in time, and one of our neighbours said, are you going to get internet? And I said, yeah, we're going to go and contact CETA. And they said, oh, don't get CETA, get PrimeTel. So took a gamble, and we got PrimeTel. And from that day on, I have stuck with PrimeTel. In my opinion, their internet coverage has been amazing. And I have 4 mobile phone contracts. They're all with PrimeTel. The Marika and Me Lounge Bar that will be with PrimeTel, and the service they've given me has been absolutely amazing, and the prices, in my opinion, are very, very reasonable. So let's talk about that internet package. So if you want internet without telephone, but internet, isn't it, in your house, they're going to charge you somewhere around about, at the moment, I think it's $19.99 a month. That's euros, remember. And those are their special offers, aren't they? So I think we paid $24.99, but they've told me that when it renews, it will go down to this new special offer price, because they said you are a valid customer. Don't hear that very often, do you? Not very often. Mobile phones. Like I say, I've got 4 SIMs, 2 in each phone for different businesses, if you understand, private number and so forth. Anyway, right, I pay, well, they're all different, because obviously I started with 1 number, then I got another number, and then slowly but surely went up to 4 numbers. And each one of them, and here we are, someone's contacting me on Viber as it is. Mr. Lewis wants his Mercedes back. We'll keep it for a bit longer. I'm joking. So my mainline contract, so my oldest contract, is $21.99 a month. Remember, that's euros. That, I know to some countries that's expensive, but to other countries that's quite cheap. But that's what I pay in Cyprus, $21.99 for my oldest contract, the one that's been running now since 2011. So that's 14 years of loyalty to PrimeTel. And never ever let me down. Whenever I'm going to make a phone call, always works. Whenever I want internet, it always works. It's as simple as that. And the package I have is Unlimited Plus. That's what they call it. And that means unlimited calls anywhere to any mobile in Cyprus. And then I have, I think it's 200 minutes if I want to phone another foreign number. Let's say if they're in Cyprus, or if they're in England or Jamaica, wherever they might be, 200 minutes free of charge. After that, I pay a fee, obviously, and I have what they call unlimited internet, which you find out is not actually unlimited. So most people it is, but I upload videos sitting here using my internet, and then you find out that the actual term is 100 gigs. To most people, there you go, that's a lot, but not when you're uploading 2 YouTube videos every day. It's not. So hence I frequent the odd coffee shop as we come towards the end of the month, because that, I mean, each video, I know I'm boring you, each video is around about 3 to 5 gig. So obviously we're uploading 2 a day, so very quickly by about the 15th 16th of the month you'll be running out. So I frequent coffee shops and nip home and go here and go there. Nice coffee this, by the way. So that's telephones. And like I say, I think PrimeTel are very good. I'm not in the pay of PrimeTel, by the way, and I'm not saying CETA are not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that CableNet is not. I'm not saying that Epic, which now is, yeah, it's Epic, it used to be MTN, is not. They are. They all do what they say most of the time, a bit like in any other country. And now and again, they get the odd problem. But in my opinion, the experience I've had with PrimeTel has been amazing. My experience with the water board, by the way, is amazing. My experience with the Electricity Authority of Cyprus is not too good, but that applies to most people. I'm dying. Still got a bit of flu and laughing and smoking cigars as well. But like I say, but I think everyone's relationship with utility companies is all over the place, isn't it? But unfortunately, they've got you by them, so you've got to pay. Simple as that. So those are the prices on the utilities. Coffees, food. This is a hot topic all over the world, isn't it? Because food prices, certainly since before, as I call it, before 2019, don't like to say that word, but before 2019 and then after, which was what, 2023, something went on in the middle, didn't it? Lots of things skyrocketed, and food is certainly one of them. But that's not to say, because like I say, everyone buys different things, don't they? So if you're buying milk in Cyprus, I believe, according to the surveys, is the most expensive milk in Europe. So if you go and buy, I mean, you can go to Pop Life, it's a bit cheaper, But if you go to a kiosk, which is obviously the most expensive, which is what I do, because it's always a last minute, oh, get some milk. Marika doesn't drink milk, so only I drink milk. And I like hot latte coffees, so obviously I make them at home as well. So I'll often stop in a kiosk and pay €2.60 for 1.5 litres of milk. In the UK, a lot cheaper. Maybe in Europe. Drop it in the comments. Lady Anna, my superstar, how much is 1.5 litres of milk in Krakow in Poland? We might be shocked, mightn't we? Price of fuel, diesel or benzene, so petrol. Let's talk about petrol at the moment. It's come down a lot, hasn't it? You know, we forget, because during that time again, I remember a litre of Derv, which is diesel, went up to €1.99, and then the government passed a, what do they call it, a command, a law, which was implemented for 3 months to say that they were going to cap the price of fuel at no more than €2 a litre. How kind of them, how kind of them. Because, you know, thank you government. You're so kind that you've capped it at 2 litres, €2 per litre. And of course, in that €2, I was talking to an oil engineer about it, and he said the oil company gets paid something like 30 cents for that litre. The distributor gets paid about 8 or 9 cents, the retailer gets paid about 8 or 9 cents, and the rest of it is all tax. So in that cap of €2, 1.60 was going straight to the government. So they were so kind that they capped it at €2. Anyway, rant over. We can all rant about the price of benzene, can't we? What we should do is all go and buy electric cars, shouldn't we? Maybe not. Well, maybe you should, I don't know. If it suits you, obviously it's the thing to do. So back to cars, because cars, if you're coming from Europe, the price of cars is similar. It's similar because cars do hold their price very well in Europe. But if you're coming from the UK, you might be shocked by some of the prices of some of the cars in Cyprus and some of the brands. I mean, Mercedes, Honda, Toyota. I mean, we always laugh, you pay a Honda tax and a Toyota tax. Why? Because they're very, very reliable. So if you want to buy a car, you're in for a shock. Unless you're buying a new car. But if you're buying a new car, the price is pretty much the same. And in some cases, it's cheaper than the UK. And in some cases, it's cheaper than other parts of Europe. It's all to do with taxation, isn't it? I think in Poland, pro rata, cars are actually more expensive than Cyprus by a couple of €1,000, all down to tax. And I think in Germany, they're a little bit cheaper. And I think in France, they're a little bit more, even though it's all in euros, but it's to do with tax, isn't it? But anyway, second-hand cars. Let's talk about second-hand cars, isn't it? The cost of them. If you want to buy, and when I say a runaround, I mean a car that's quite nice, quite clean. Let's say in the UK it was a Ford Fiesta. Let's say it was 10 years old, had that little old lady owner and 2 nutcases, done, I don't know, 60, 70,000 miles, 100,000 kilometres, manual, because it would be manual in the UK, wouldn't it? You'd probably pay what? €2,500, pounds, yeah, for a really nice one, yeah, £2,500, £3,000 in Cyprus for that car. Even a Ford, because they're not that popular in Cyprus, not that there's anything wrong with them, but it's not that brand awareness in Cyprus, that car would probably cost you around about €5,500, €6,000, so around about £5,000, so an awful lot more. But of course, when you come to sell it, it retains more value than it does in the UK. And one of the reasons for that is because the weather. Yes, the weather. In the UK, you know, a car gets to 10, 12-year-old because of all the salt on the roads and the rains. Often it's scrapped. In Cyprus, if that car came here from the UK, in its first couple of years of its life, the rust will not have set in at 10 years or 15 years. It'll just be mechanical parts that are starting to fail. So anyway, I'm going on about cars. Let's talk about other things. I mean, that lighter, there we go. This is my backup lighter because my other lighter, which was given to me by Baron von Cigar, my nice blue shiny one, has decided not to work. So I'll take it to someone and get it fixed. But anyway, that, €2.50. So it's a refillable one. That's about the price of one of those. A throwaway lighter is about €1, by the way. But that's about $2.50 if you want something a little bit more flashy. And another one is clothes, in my opinion. If you're buying top brands, I suppose they're the same all over the world, aren't they? But if you want to buy just run-of-the-mill clothes in Cyprus, I think, I've not been back to the UK for 6 years, like I say, but I think it's more expensive in Cyprus. This little jacket, you know, it's just a non-branded little jacket, that does me, was 25 euros. That's what it cost me in a shop called Kenobi, a bit like Primark, that sort of thing. Not that there's anything wrong with Primark. I used to buy fleeces in Primark in the UK. And I remember those fleeces. I mean, I'm going back because I'm getting old. But they were £7, £8, so 10 euros. But you come to Cyprus and it appears that 10 euros in clothes becomes 25 euros. You can't buy a pair of jeans. I remember in Asda and stuff, you could buy a pair of jeans for £4 or £5. I know those days are over. It's probably £10 or even £15 now. But you can't buy a pair of jeans in Cyprus for 20 euros. Well, not that I found anyway. They're going to cost you 30, 35, 40 euros. And I don't buy that much designer clothes because I do try to stay clean, but now and again I do get dirty, and we're doing painting at the moment and have to get under a car and do those kind of things. So I tend to buy pretty blue, as you may have noticed, but pretty cheap clothes, because I can buy a brand new pair of jeans today, tomorrow rip them or have oil on them. So it's that kind of reason. That's the reason. So anyway, I think I've chatted enough. If there's something I've missed, you drop in the comments and guide me. What do you want to know about? What do you want to know about living in Cyprus? It's a fabulous place. The sun is actually cooking my little head. And like I say, we're getting towards the peak of the day. So it's going to be about 21, 22 degrees today. And 5th of December. That's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. So I'll light this little boy cigar and I'll show you that view again. And I'll say a massive thank you for coming back to the channel. It's very, very much appreciated. That's the view. Sun is starting to glisten on the blue Mediterranean Sea. If you like what you see, hit the like, smash that subscribe. Please don't forget to keep on coming back for that little bit more of my complete and utter madness as I talk to you and take you on my adventures. And of course, now and again, Marika joins us for fun and games as well. Thanks for watching. I'll look forward to your company again very, very soon indeed. Oh, and don't forget to go and buy us a coffee on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Google these magic words, Marika and me, buy me a coffee. Up will come our landing page. And that's how you can say a big, big thank you. See you again on the next one.